Winning sometimes seems so easy. For those born with the right genes, gifted the right facilities, blessed with good health and fitness, victory can seem almost assured. But for many athletes, there are hidden obstacles, some of their own making. Others can feel the pressure of the intense spotlight. The trick is fighting back and dancing to the podium with style. The comeback is always sweet, and even sweeter when it's against the odds. In the beautiful and wonderful realm of Brazilian football, Pelé is, and will always be, the king. But who comes next in the mighty pantheon of Brazilian football? The names to consider are plentiful, just from the most recent eras alone. It could be Zico, or Socrates, or maybe Falcao from the 1980s. Or since then, it could be Rivaldo, Romario, or Ronaldinho. Or in the future, it could be Neymar. But for many, the heir to Pelé's throne is clearly Ronaldo, the man known fittingly as Il Fenomeno, the phenomenon.
When asked who was the best player, I always said Ronaldo Phenomenon. Because, according to me, he was on another level. There is no comparison, and rightly so.
That brilliant goal was just one of 47 scored in 49 appearances for Barcelona during his one season at the Camp Nou. But the memories remain strong. He was physical perfection, and he seems like a mythical figure. I love Lionel Messi. I played many times with Cristiano Ronaldo. Neymar is outstanding. Ronaldinho is exceptional. But if you put all of them together, you might get what Ronaldo was that season. That 1996-97 campaign for Barcelona was the true coming out for Ronaldo, and it went all too quickly for the Catalan fans. The excellence at Barcelona followed 2 seasons at PSV, as Ronaldo hit 54 goals, prompting the Camp Nou outfit to pay a world record transfer fee. It was well worth it, just for the sheer entertainment value.
I always do everything to score. That's my job, scoring goals.
Indeed, there were more goals at Inter Milan, 34 in 47 appearances in his first season at San Siro, after moving for another world record transfer fee. With goal scoring as emphatic and prolific as anyone before him, Ronaldo won the first of his 2 Ballons d'Or at just 21. But with the football world at his feet, Ronaldo's knees and body betrayed him when he should have been at his peak. Indeed, that peak may have been reached at the 1998 World Cup, as Ronaldo took on a steely focus, aiming to lead Brazil to victory.
I still have many titles left to win. And my dream is, of course, to play in the World Cup in France and win it for Brazil.
Unfortunately, the World Cup provided perhaps the single most disappointing day of Ronaldo's career. On his way to being named player of the tournament, Ronaldo scored 4 goals as Brazil reached the final against host nation France. But the most unbelievable drama unfolded. The striker suffered a seizure on the day of the game and was withdrawn from the team. Determined to play, Ronaldo convinced team management of his fitness and took to the Stade de France pitch amid all kinds of wild speculation. Alas, Ronaldo was barely a presence as Zinedine Zidane's 2 goals led France to a 3-0 victory.
I don't think the result of the match had anything to do with what happened before the match. I went onto the pitch wanting to win and play well, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
His determination to redeem himself at the 2002 World Cup was greater than anyone could have imagined. With a 2-year absence from the national team, there were queries about how effective Ronaldo would be at the World Cup. In concert with Rivaldo and Ronaldinho, Ronaldo led Brazil to 7 wins from 7 games, scoring 8 goals, including 2 in the final against Germany. From the lowest of lows, Ronaldo had climbed back to the highest of highs. The 2002 World Cup also provided a punctuation mark in Ronaldo's club career, leaving Inter for Real Madrid to form the Galacticos with Zinedine Zidane, Roberto Carlos, David Beckham and Luis Figo.
When you play for Real Madrid, it's like a dream come true. I'm very lucky to play for Real Madrid and Brazilian national team. I think both the biggest team in the world, and I'm very honored to be part of history of Real Madrid.
After 2 excellent seasons with 61 goals in 92 outings for Madrid, the signs of decline started to show in Ronaldo as he battled injuries and his weight. A 2007 move to AC Milan ended Ronaldo's Madrid career, and even though Ronaldo did not retire until 2011, his best days were long gone.
I love soccer, and that is what was all my life. My big love is soccer. So, and when I retired, stopped playing, was because of my body. I had so many painful and so many injuries, and that's why I stopped.
But those injuries did not kill Ronaldo's love of football or his involvement in several aspects of the game. A key figure as Brazil hosted the 2014 World Cup, Ronaldo has been a football ambassador, spreading the gospel. Even more so, Ronaldo has invested in football, most recently taking a controlling share in Spanish club Real Valladolid. As an owner, Ronaldo is eager to establish himself just as he did as a player who was unforgettable and easily the best in the world at his peak.
We talk about players who are unpredictable. He was that. But he was so good. He was a complete striker.
While the latest phase of Ronaldo's football career might provide some broad satisfaction, it will unlikely provide the amazing highs that came from him on the pitch. Those highs were enjoyed by all who saw the goals and the amazing skill, speed and power of Ronaldo. That is why Ronaldo is the man known still as Il Fenomeno, the phenomenon. That is why Ronaldo remains the heir apparent to Pelé in the beautiful and wonderful realm of Brazilian football. After the break, the incredible career of Zinedine Zidane, a footballer for the biggest moments. big moments are created for the biggest stars. As a player and manager, Zinedine Zidane has been among the biggest of the big. 2 goals in the World Cup final as France beat Brazil in 1998.
One of the greatest memories of my career as a player and in general. It was fantastic to win a World Cup in France with the French team against the great Brazil.
A spectacular volley as Real Madrid edged Bayer Leverkusen to raise the Champions League trophy in 2002.
My goal? Well, it entered the history books. I think scoring that goal is something that happens just once in a lifetime. It happened to me, so I'm happy.
They were just 2 moments, moments of greatness in a career littered with success and football brilliance. They were just 2 moments of many that lifted Zidane way above the ordinary. Even the way Zidane moved on the pitch suggested he was more than human, displaying a supreme confidence with a touch of arrogance and disdain for the opposition. In those moments, Zidane was untouchable. Physically, he was a rock. He managed to combine strength with great technical skills like nobody has ever done before. Indeed, for a period of 5 or 6 years at the end of the 20th century and the start of the new millennium, Zidane and his career were at their zenith. In that time, Zidane transformed from underrated Bordeaux midfielder to world superstar, winning the most important individual and team honours for club and country. While Zidane's brace in the 1998 World Cup final capped France's climb to the top, his unspoken leadership was crucial.
We had Zidane, with the French national team, and when he was in the training session, the level of the training session was going higher. Because you knew that Zidane was there, you know the skills, you know that you cannot deliver a bad ball, you have to be concentrated.
That World Cup victory catapulted Zidane into a different stratosphere with Juventus and then Real Madrid, which paid a world record transfer fee to take him to Spain. At Madrid, Zidane was one of the Galacticos, alongside Ronaldo, Luis Figo, David Beckham and Roberto Carlos, and his influence was immense.
Zidane for me is the best player that I've ever played with, the best player I've ever seen, a gentleman. So for me, he's the best man and the best player.
But Zidane was not always a clean skin or a purist, his anger often spiking to the point of eruption, as seen in the 2006 World Cup final. Taking exception to comments from Italy defender Marco Materazzi during extra time, Zidane landed a headbutt to his opponent's chest and was sent off. It was an infamous action and overshadowed the fact Zidane was awarded the Golden Ball as player of the tournament. But the love for the flawed genius was overflowing in Paris.
You are a brilliant soccer player, a genius of football. You are a passionate man. A man of conviction. And that is why France admires you and loves you.
Loved and admired in France and around the world, Zidane was one of football's biggest superstars. Indeed, Zinedine Zidane was a superstar who delivered on the biggest stage and created the biggest moments. Still to come, Zinedine Zidane, the manager who made an immediate and historic mark on the Champions League. The Champions League is a competition littered with history and folklore. It's a competition spotted with great moments and giant-sized heroes. The Champions League is a pantheon of the greatest players and managers, their reputations burnished by conquering the peak of European club football. So consider that over the first 64 years of the Champions League, just 10 managers have led their teams to successive titles. Consider further that just 3 bosses have won the Continental crown 3 times. But of the 3 to win 3, Bob Paisley, Carlo Ancelotti and Zinedine Zidane, only Zidane has won 3 in a row, a hat-trick of Champions League titles. Even more incredibly, Zidane achieved those 3 Champions League wins in his first 3 seasons as manager of Real Madrid. The man who carried a mystique and a presence as a footballer also had an instant aura as a manager, further embedding him in the rich and deep history of Real Madrid.
Zinedine Zidane, this is your stadium and this is your club. You have our full trust and support to make our fans excited and emotional in every match. Real Madrid supporters stand by your side. I, as the president, am proud to have you by my side because I know the word impossible does not exist for you.
There is, of course, an argument that Zidane took over a squad that was full of superstars and was primed for success, so he got lucky. It might be possible for a manager to get lucky or have the stars align once. But to win the Champions League 3 times requires a touch of coaching genius.
Zinedine Zidane, how I said it before, was for me one of the best 5 players all time in football. And he can win 3rd time the Champions League. That never happened before in a manager's career. So either way, he has any deal with anybody, or he's brilliant. And I unfortunately have to expect that he's brilliant, like he was as a player.
The interesting aspect of Zidane's swift rise to management success is that he was actually content to take his time and learn the craft. Initially Carlo Ancelotti's assistant as Madrid won the 2014 Champions League title, Zidane took charge of the club's B team to be a boss in his own right. Within 18 months, Zidane was promoted to the top job at the Bernabeu after the sacking of Rafa Benitez, sparking a massive revival. Winning was important for Zidane, knowing the pressure of being Madrid manager, but so was playing football how he believes it should be played.
Football with a personal touch, with attacking play, is what I'll aim for. I'll try to evolve from what I was to what I am as a coach now. But as a coach, my goal is for the players to enjoy it on the pitch.
Sandwiched in the middle of Zidane's Champions League success was winning La Liga in 2016-17. It was an achievement Zidane held dear during his first spell at Madrid, calling time at the end of the 3rd season to recharge the batteries, drained by the demands of the job. Despite the demands, Zidane maintained an exceptional standard of performance, winning 104 of 149 games, scoring 396 goals and losing just 16 times. So when Madrid found itself in on-field crisis during the 2018-19 season, there was really only one man to turn to, and Zidane returned to the Bernabeu. After all, as a player and a manager, there has only ever been one, Zinedine Zidane. Coming up, Eusebio, adored, idolized and revered throughout the world for his power, grace and presence. In life and in death, Eusebio was and is an adored, idolized and revered son of Portugal.
Eusebio da Silva Ferreira foi das personalidades mais cativantes que eu conheci na minha vida. Os seus talentos como desportista deram alegria a milhões de pessoas, a gerações inteiras.
Those millions of people and several generations marveled at the strength, power and beauty possessed and exhibited by Eusebio. Nicknamed the Black Panther because of his physical prowess, Eusebio was, quite simply, one of the best strikers of all time. At a time when Pelé was considered the greatest active footballer, Eusebio was close behind, and sometimes a nose ahead. Certainly, Pelé was the best South American footballer, and Eusebio was the best European, scoring goals at will for Benfica and Portugal.
One of the greatest footballers of the history of football, and especially for people from our generation and older than us, he is at this level. Eusebio and Charlton, Pelé, they are in the same level. For Portugal, it means more than that.
But it should also be argued Eusebio was the best African footballer of all time. When the argument turns to the greatest Africans, the names top of mind are Samuel Eto'o, Roger Milla, George Weah and Didier Drogba. All four men were fine footballers and all came to prominence after 1990. But Eusebio was unequivocally African, born and raised in Mozambique, a Portuguese colony, and spirited to Europe as an 18-year-old. Such was Benfica's fear that arch-rival Sporting Lisbon would try to kidnap Eusebio and hijack his signing, the club placed him in hiding for 12 days. Treated like a rare treasure, Eusebio proved to be exactly that, as he led Benfica through its most successful era. With 473 goals, Eusebio was at the helm as Benfica won 11 Portuguese titles, 5 cups, and the Champions League in 1962. Indeed, Benfica was Champions League runner-up 3 times between 1963 and 68, as Eusebio kept the Eagles at the top of European football. With Eusebio, maybe we could be European champions. Without him, maybe we could win the Portuguese league. Just as Eusebio was the beacon for Benfica at club level, so he was for Portugal on the international stage. Such was Portugal's poor international record, it qualified for only 1 World Cup from 1934 to 1986. But when Portugal qualified in 1966, Eusebio essentially made the tournament his own, finishing as top scorer with 9 goals and with a place in the semi-finals. Indeed, Portugal's quarter-final against North Korea remains one of the most talked-about World Cup games ever. With Portugal trailing 3-0 after 25 minutes, Eusebio took over, scoring the next 4 in a 5-3 win. Defeat to England in the semi-final was disappointing for Eusebio and Portugal, but a football legend had been created for all time. More than that, Eusebio was a Portuguese folk hero, sincerely mourned when he passed.
I'm not so sad as I was in the morning, because I think guys like him, they never die. So history is there, and history don't let them die. So I know him well. I knew him well. He enjoys his life. He leaves a great legacy. So rest in peace.
In life and in death, Eusebio was and is an adored, idolised and revered son of Portugal, and was, quite simply, one of the best strikers of all time.